Hey snipers, welcome. Hope you guys are all had a great weekend. Happy Monday. And just let me know if you guys can hear me in the Zoom. And I'm on the TradingView charts. And we'll get started in about 5 minutes. Thank you, Dale. Awesome, guys. Hope you guys had a good session with Borex. And we'll do the post New York analysis. And we'll see what the markets give us. We're going to go for about 90 minutes, and then I got to go to a dinner, so that's why I'm starting a little early at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we'll go till about noon, just right after noon, okay? And we'll see what Monday, how it's moving post New York. So give us about 5 minutes, and then we'll get started.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Sniper Trading.
Recording in
My name is Dave,
progress.
guys, my partner's Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Hey, welcome Stock Snipers, welcome to SST. My name is Ronnie, my partner is Dave. Welcome guys. Just before we get started, just let me know that you guys can hear me clearly. You guys can see my trading view charts. Make sure everyone on Zoom, you guys are okay, you guys can hear me clearly. Carlos, the beautiful voice, thank you. And you guys can see the trading view. And you guys on YouTube, can you guys see the trading view and hear me? Okay, perfectly. Guys, I'm not streaming where I was on Friday. Friday it was really loud there. There's a lot of distractions. There was a lot going on. Now I'm in a room where I can be more focused with you guys. And we can take a look at the charts together. So first things first, I hope everybody had a great weekend, and we're ready to get into it this week. It's Monday, July the 8th today, so thank you guys for joining. I hope everybody had a great weekend and you guys are ready to look at the forward forecast of the charts this week. We're going to go through Forex Factory, just go through the news this week, some particular news. We have Powell speaking, testifying on a few days this week, so let's just make sure we are all on the same page. We know what days to expect that, and then we'll go over earnings this week. There is a little bit lighter week in earnings, and then we'll do some top-down analysis on gold and US 30 today. And to all the snipers, apologize about the London session with Shahab. He was having some issues with the internet there with his building. Hopefully everything gets all up and running for tomorrow's session, okay? And shout out to Borex. Thank you for helping out for the New York session. As always, thank you, man. We appreciate it and hope everyone caught some pips with Borex. And we're going to do some post-New York analysis, guys. So thanks everyone for joining. Welcome everyone on Zoom. Dale, welcome. Good afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for everybody around the world. Trap phone, welcome. Yeah, let's have another great week, guys. Conrad, welcome. Cam, good to see you. Bonnie, thank you for joining. Lillian, Ricardi, thank you for joining. Forex Borex, thank you for joining again. You deserve a break. Have a coffee right now. Thanks for all you do. Carlos, thank you for joining too, bro. Hopefully we can get you on a session as well, Carlos, sharing your charts and your technique and your strategy as well, Carlos. And you do have a beautiful voice yourself, Carlos. Thank you. Chris, welcome. Good morning to you. And everyone on YouTube, I appreciate all of you guys for joining. A1 Everything, thank you for being the first one here. We do appreciate you. Tony Gold, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. You got a great start to the week, inshallah. 10% withdrawing. Congratulations, brother. This is big. So you know, dreams can come true, guys. Look at Tony Gold on YouTube, withdrawing 10%. That's spectacular. You know, just everybody, let's strive to get there where Tony Gold is, and trade smart in these markets with the proper mindset, proper psychology. Don't over leverage. It's a long game trading. It's not going to happen overnight. A lot of struggles, a lot of hard work. But just continue, guys, staying focused. Patrick, welcome. My holiday is going great right now. Thank you for asking. I'm just taking a little bit of a break right now because it's very, very hot over here. It's about 34 degrees sunny. It's been like that every single day here, and we're right on the ocean, so it's nice. But this is a nice little break where I can get a little air conditioning in here and just get away from the sun for a little bit. So thank you. Cryonic, you just lost on a gold buy as it hit stop loss, then went to TP. You were 2 pips after stop loss before reversal. Day feels so bad after this. You don't need to make your day feel like bad after this. You know, it's we've all been there. Every trader has gone through it, where sometimes we go into drawdown, it hits our stop loss, then it goes into profit. You know, just review the trade. Maybe you could have opened up your stop loss just a little bit. You know, if it was kind of tight, if you had it, maybe decrease your lot size, open up that stop loss. You know, on Friday I was having a spectacular week myself, and then on Friday I rushed a trade. I took a sell on US 30. It went right away into profit for about 15 pips. pips, I was looking for a bigger move and then it came back and hit my stop loss. So things like that happens. Don't let it ruin your weekend. Don't let it ruin your day. It is a Monday. You still have the rest of today. You still have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to trade. Don't let one trade ruin your entire week, guys. This goes for everybody. So just remember, it happens to traders. If you do get stopped out, just don't get upset. Don't stay focused. What can we do better? And then that's what we got to learn from. Okay. All traders take losses, but it's how you handle the losses is what separates the successful traders from the unsuccessful traders. Okay. So don't revenge trade. Don't get mad. Continue to stay patient, continue to stay disciplined, and then look for the setup. Okay. Welcome everybody. Thank you guys for joining all the way from Kenya. You're locked in. Thank you for joining, guys. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get into the charts now. Into the news. We're going to take a look at Forex Factory. First thing is it's Monday, so it's first day of the week. Let's take a look at what we should be expecting this week. I was telling you guys about Powell is testifying this week. So what days should we be concerned about? Because there could be volatility when he is speaking. Okay, so this is Monday. We've already had some Bank of Japan news come out in the Tokyo session. We've already had a really light London session. Not much going on in London. We've moved into our New York session, and you can see this afternoon we don't have too much. Just at 1 p.m. Today we have MPC member Haskell speaking, so UK over here if you're doing anything in Europe. But today is a light day on news-wise. What else can we see? Let's look into tomorrow. Is Tuesday going to be busier? Tuesday a little bit busier. There is some European news in London, and then we move into New York, Wall Street. Not much going on tomorrow, Tuesday, but what we have is after hours, see 4 p.m. Eastern, when Wall Street closes at 4 p.m. We have a red folder here, and it's Fed Chair Powell testifies. Okay, so there might be a little bit of volatility going into the end of Wall Street. If you're holding any trades overnight or into the next trading day, make sure you understand that there could be a little bit of volatility here. And if you don't know what all this is, you can read it right here. Description: due to testify about semi-annual monetary policy report before the Senate Banking Committee in Washington. It's from the Federal Reserve. You guys should all know who the speaker is. He's Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, and more hawkish than expected is good for the U.S. currency. The next release will be July 10th. The following day. And if you want to read up on some notes, why do traders care? As head of the central bank, which controls short-term interest rates, he has more influence over the nation's currency value than any other person. So let me read that again. Mr. Powell has more influence over the nation's currency value than any other person. So as a trader, as an investor, whatever we are in the financial markets, we have to pay particular attention when this gentleman is speaking, because he can influence the direction of the markets, that he can influence the direction of the US dollar, and overall can move the market. So we have to pay particular attention to this. Traders scrutinize his public engagements as they are often used to drop subtle clues regarding future monetary policy. Okay, and then if you want to read some more articles about it while you're having your coffee, you can read these articles that are released here. Okay, so that is tomorrow. When Wall Street closes, and then we move into Wednesday, which is midweek, and then there's quite a few more folders. So again, we get started in the Tokyo session. It moves into London. We've got some Japanese news, some Chinese news. At 4 a.m. we got some NZD folders, red folders here. Then we move into our New York market. You can see 8:30 a.m. Eastern, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. There's not much going on in North America. Again, Federal Chair Powell testifies Wednesday again after hours, 4 p.m. Eastern, when the market closes. If you're not trading or anything like that, just pay particular attention to what is said. Maybe watch the video or read a summary of the article of what's said. It may help you in your trading in the next couple days or next week. And then after hours, Wednesday, crude oil inventories. We have a US 10-year bond auction at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, right before the Tokyo session starts in the futures market. So not much going on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, except for Powell speaking and testifying. And then we go into Thursday. Thursday's our busier week. We've got a lot coming out in London. And then we move into our 8 a.m. North American session. Quite a bit of folders, but they're all Europe and British folders through here. Then we move into Wall Street, just after Wall Street. Then we get into over here 2:30 p.m. my time. I'm sorry, guys. 2:30 p.m. my time, which is early in the morning over here. We have our core CPI month over month, CPI month over month, CPI year over year, and our unemployment claims, which are released every morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, okay, which are weekly. And we can see from last week, 238,000. This was released on the Wednesday before the U.S. bank holidays, and they're forecasting 236,000 over here, okay. Sorry guys, the times are flipped. So when I say 4 p.m., I'm saying 4 p.m. here in Europe, which is 6 hours, which would be 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, guys. So I do have the time difference. I'm in Europe right now. So the Forex Factory is showing the European time over here. So if you are in North America and you're getting confused with the hours I'm saying, I'm 6 hours ahead right now. Like here it's 4:42 p.m. and in North America it's 10:42 a.m. Eastern. Okay. So just remember my Forex Factory now is updated in Europe. Okay, and then let's see how we end the week on Friday. Friday again, light news coming out in Tokyo. We move into London, and then we get into our North American session. We've got our core PPI and PPI coming out in the US on Friday morning. So let's pay particular attention to this and be careful when you're trading. It is a Friday. We do have red folders in North America starting here. Just be careful when you are trading, okay? And then we have our 10 a.m., our normal preliminary University of Michigan consumer report coming out, 10 a.m., 4 p.m. local time over here in Europe, coming out here. Okay, so that's our Friday. That's for news. Really quickly, when we look into earnings this week, I like to just early, like on Sundays or Saturdays during the weekend, I like to look just briefly. We did this on Friday. So Monday we had 2 before open. We have 0 after close. Tuesday, tomorrow, we have 2 before open, 3 after close. Wednesday, we have 2 before open, 7 after close. Thursday, we have 6 before open and 1 after close. Then Friday, we have 7 before open and 0 after close. If you want to see the exact corporations who are reporting, you click on the day and then we can see right here we've had our 2 pre-market already this morning. We had Greenbrier Companies and Semi LEDs Corporation right here. We've already had that news come through. Now there's 0 in the after hours. If we look at Tuesday real quick, there was a couple. There's Bryna Technologies and Helen of Troy over here. Not the big names that I'm specifically looking at with the big index that we trade, but if you're trading these individual corporations through options, make sure you are aware of when they are reporting their earnings. Tuesday after hours, we got Smart Global, Karasushi over here, and Saratoga. Again, are they the big names? Not too much of the big names. Manchester United reports as well. You know, they are a big corporation. They're worth billions of dollars over here. You got the Rate Technologies over here on Wednesday. So I like to look for those big names that I'm familiar with. Thursday over here. Sorry, Wednesday after hours, we have WD-40 right here as Price Smart. You know, not those big names. Like when I mean the big names, I'm talking about the FANGs, like the Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Tesla, Nvidia, those big names. Pepsi, I'm sure we're all familiar with this name. Okay, so no matter where you are around the world, this is a name that we're all familiar with. So Thursday before the open, let's pay particular attention to Pepsi at 6 a.m. Eastern. Before Wall Street opens up, before this is pre-New York, let's see the direction of Pepsi. what they're doing. This is also can give us a good indication of retail spending. Buying Coca-Cola, buying Pepsi. These are big names, and they're traded in our big securities, our big index that you and I are familiar with. And then this one also, Delta Airlines. Okay, so Thursday before open, we've got the big names. This is the day that I would circle for earnings and pay particular attention to these names, because this could dictate the way how maybe Dow Jones is moving on this day. If we have positive earnings coming out of Pepsi and Delta, it might be bad news, it might be bad sentiment, bad forward guidance, it might be a selling day that day, but this is what we got to pay attention to. There's banks also, Bank 7, Conagra Brands over here, Northern Technologies. So Thursday, two big names, Pepsi and Delta. Those are the ones I would pay particular attention to. And then we go into Thursday after the close, Vista Energy. And then Friday pre-market, there was a couple. This is one. Please, guys, let's all circle this one. This is JPM. This is JP Morgan Chase. This is one of the big securities that is comprised in US 30. Most of us trade and are familiar with Dow Jones. Make sure you are familiar with JP Morgan. This is one of the biggest banks in the world, and it's weighted in the Dow Jones. So, guys, Friday morning, let's pay particular attention to what JP Morgan releases. Growth doesn't look good over here, so we'll see what the actual number is. Earnings per share, their earnings per share right now estimate is $4.19, revenue of $41 billion. We'll see what the actual number is. And then also what I listen to is forward guidance. I like to listen after the earnings call, after they release the numbers. What is the guidance for the next quarter? What are they doing? What do they see? Do they see growth? Are they going to see a pullback? Are they going to see a decrease in revenue? What type of sentiment are they going to show for the shareholders, for investors, for traders? So Friday morning, Thursday after hours, and Friday morning, big days. JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, this is another big bank, Citigroup, Bank of New York Mellon Corporation. So you can see now we're going into bank earnings, okay, the big banks, and these ones are big, heavy weighted in the Dow Jones, okay, not so much in Nasdaq, but in Dow Jones, okay. And then Friday after hours, I believe there was no report. Okay, so that's for earnings, guys. If you guys understand that, thumbs up in the chat. Make sure you guys do this. Should be part of your daily routine. You don't have to go through the entire week every single day, but today is Monday. It's the start of the week, so that's why we do this. Okay, and those are the particular days, like what I look at. I don't look at the days that are the insignificant days. Thursday, Friday showed the bigger earnings, the bigger names. We went through Forex Factory. It shows the days where Powell is speaking. It shows us which days we got CPI and PPI. Last week we had NFP, things like that. And then this is how you can manage your risk when you're trading. Which days do you want to allocate more risk? Which days do you want to be more conservative? And things like that. So it's part of our job, what we should be doing in the markets, as opposed to just trading blind and not knowing what's going on. So it only takes like 5 minutes, 10 minutes maximum. Just give yourself a little time ahead of the day and then just start to go through the news, okay? But if you guys want to join us, we'll go through it with you guys, okay? So this is our Discord signals over here. We had a few signals sent out. This is one right over here. On just was released. Let me just move my zoom over here. Okay, so we just had I'm just going to go over a quick one right here. We had a sell running right over here on US 30 to break below here on 39,615. Got some bodies closing below, some rejections up there, and then that was a green candle that came up for that retest, but then they pushed it down. And then if you take a sell anywhere down in here, just place your stop loss above structure, depending on your risk, and then it pushed all the way down, shooting into about 50% of this big candle that was produced at Wall Street right over here. So that's a nice little sell for approximately 100 pips. Just looking at commodities over here, I believe that there was a buy setup that is still just kind of consolidating around here. So it did pull up around here. It pulled back down, came back up, pulled back down, maybe a double bottom, and now it's maybe ready to break out of this 2377 and start to climb its way up. But again, as long as it stays above here, this is where I would be drawing like a green box down in here and just dragging it across. But we'll be doing that on our charts together, okay? So those are our signals. Everyone on YouTube, thank you guys for joining as always. This is a free Telegram group for you guys. I pinned it at the top of the YouTube channel. If you guys want to join it, I highly recommend you guys do. We show what we do here. This is SST Killshot, our expert advisor over here. You can visit right here, mql5.com, the SST Killshot website right over here, and you can go and you can download it as a free demo and test it out, or purchase it and try it out yourself. This is our website if you guys are interested in joining the team. And this is our weekly schedule. Okay, so we've got our live Londons Monday to Friday. We had a little technical issue this morning. Hopefully it's resolved by tomorrow. And then we have our New York sessions. This is our post New York with myself. So Monday, Tuesday, I'll be doing this time. Wednesday, I'm gonna be traveling that day, so I won't be able to stream. And then I'll get back Thursday, Friday with you guys. Okay, and we also share education with you guys. So these are demand, activity, and volume. These are demand areas, normally like how we find these things on the live calls, but if you need this education, we release it here too. Our Scalper Pro before and after and updates on July 5th. And also some free signals that we provide for you guys in the group, okay? And that's for you guys on YouTube. It's pinned at the top. Please join this, and so that you guys can stay updated with everything SST is doing, okay? And then this is another thing I always talk about. Whatever finance website you want to go to, there's lots. There's Bloomberg, there's Bloomberg free Bloomberg, then there's one that you can pay for. There's investors.com, there's Yahoo Finance, there's a million of these different sites about finance. It's just today's top news. If you want to read anything, like stocks open higher as S&P, NASDAQ, IMOR records. So there was rumors talking about Biden might step down. Now he's full throttle, he's going ahead. That could cause positive sentiment in the market. If he was stepping down, maybe that would have caused something different. We got Powell to testify, what I was talking about with key inflation on deck. If you want to read anything on this, there's stuff going on all around the world with France. Boeing, it reports Boeing is up right now to plead guilty to fraud in U.S. about this. So if you're a Boeing investor, trader, anything, if you're reading about Tesla, if you're reading about Lilly, the bond market, anything, there's news for everybody here. I normally read a little bit about this when I'm having my coffee in the morning and before I start my trading day. Okay, so let's get into the charts. What we're going to do is a top-down analysis. We're going to start off with gold. We're going to do US 30, and then we're going to see how these markets are moving this afternoon. Okay. I'm just going to go into the Zoom chat, make sure everyone is okay. Just reading in the Zoom chat, guys. Just want to make sure everyone is up to date. Okay, good stuff, guys, in the chat, and let's get into this. Okay, Rasky, any trades today? We'll look for some trades, but we're not gonna force anything. It is a Monday, but we're gonna start off with a top-down analysis before we even take a trade. If you guys are in any trades, please manage them yourself. I'm gonna start off with a top-down on gold, higher time frames. So if you guys are ready to follow, then let's all go to gold. If you guys want to follow with me, XAU USD. You guys either have your top downs already done, you guys can kind of maybe match up charts with me, or if you guys want to start fresh with me, it's up to you guys if you're learning. But I'm starting with a fresh chart, and then I'm going to start off with the daily, and then we're going to go into the lower time frames. From daily, we're going to go into the hourly, and then directly down into the 5 minutes. Okay, so this is how gold is moving right now, currently on the daily. Some key areas, critical areas. Again, this area that I've been talking about for the past 2-3 weeks has been a support zone, and it's still going to be a support demand zone going into the future. This block here, we never have broke down below this. It's touched it multiple times here, touched it in here, touched it right here, touched it over here, but no physical red volume, closing below this zone 2290 down to about 2280 approximately. So it's still holding as demand. Drag it into the future. If gold ever does come back down in here, we'll see if it bounces off of this again and continues to go up, or it actually will physically close below, and then this might in turn turn into a supply block in the near future. But right now we've got also critical zones that we're going to talk about, and then our all-time high supply up here. So this is our all-time high supply box. What I do is I drag it across. I try to get as many bodies as I can inside here and those wicks right there, and I do make it red. Okay, and that was the all-time high breakout, that wick, to 2450, and then since then it's been pushed down. We came rotated right back up, and then this was June 7th NFP, which pushed it all the way back down. We came back up again, then we had another push down, and we came back, and then this was our most recent NFP, which was a nice big bullish green candle. And we also have a critical zone over here that I want you guys to be aware of over here, which was resistance right there, turned to support, was resistance, turned to resistance again, resistance, and then now we have that green NFP candle which closed above on Friday. So this zone, I'm now making it green. Okay, and then this is more of a short-term support area. We're going to see this week if we can continue to hold 2360, 2365 in here, or if the sellers can break it below here, then we might push down into 2321 or 2325 area. Okay, now just following daily candles, individual daily candles. This is where I'm looking for point of interest, where I'm going to have some yellow lines on my chart. Critical area where I'm going to put a yellow line is right over here. There was structure right here, a body, a wick, and a wick. And if we put the line right over here, maybe we'll see in fact how the market reacted around this level. So a yellow line for a daily point of interest around 2392.93 area. I can see when it came up green, got rejected, came up, hit that yellow line, rejected, came up again, rejected. Impulse daily breakout right over here into that all-time high supply box. They pushed it down, and then it was followed with a big red candle. And then we came back up to that yellow line right here with some volume closing above. It lasted just for a few days, and then the big red bar closed it below, and then we pushed down. We came up again almost on that NFP day, almost tapped into that, but then they pushed it right back down. And then look at where we closed on NFP Friday of last week, right at that yellow line. And we closed right near the high on Friday, but let's now follow our daily candle today. So it's kind of, if you ask me, we closed about 99% of the high of that daily candle, but remember it was Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, they can change things, they can change the market, but we should have had follow through where it maybe opened green strong and we continued to break out. However, look at the gap down in the market. You can see how they gapped it down. We closed here on Friday, they gapped it down here, so that was our open, 2389, and it was initially green where it opened and it came up. All it did was kind of fill a little bit of imbalance, but we're still below that target of 2392.93 area. And then it was a big red day, selling day on gold, where we came down, red, and that made our low of the day. 2368 is our low of the day, so I place a purple line right here, purple line, to represent the low of the day, and then also a purple line to represent the high of the day, and it's right near that critical yellow line. So do I need to have all of these lines on my chart and things like that? I don't need to, but I'm just doing it so you guys are kind of aware. What I can do now is maybe draw a red box from the yellow line to the body of where it kind of opened and the high of the day, and drag this across and see if this is going to be weekly resistance going forward this week. Is this in fact going to keep gold down? And Sorry guys, I just had to move my zoom. Will this in fact keep gold down? Are we going to come back up and retest this area, or is this going to be maybe ongoing supply of this week? Okay, so when we did come down to the low of the day, you see we didn't come into this green box, but it is still a higher low from all of this structure from last week, and we're coming right back up right now to where's approximately half of this green candle of last Friday NFP. So we opened and we closed right there. Half of it is approximately maybe right around here, 23.75. So I'm going to place another yellow line right here around 23.75 at the halfway point and see how the volume reacts when we get up there. Soon we're there. We're only about 10 pips away, and so we did break down, and now we're coming right back up to the halfway point of the volume on Friday, the bigger day. Friday was NFP. So we're going to see, will the buyers of gold today continue to maybe push it up and close it a little stronger up here? But remember, we still have the red volume still heavy above us. It could push up a little bit, and then this volume on the higher time frame could continue to come down and engulf those buyers today, and then come back down to our low of the day, and we'll see if we can come trade into this red box. We'll see this week if the red sellers can close it below here, maybe push it down, or we'll see if the buyers can keep bidding it up and keep driving gold with higher lows, and then see if we can flip here, and maybe we're going to drive to 2400. We might also consolidate in here for a little bit. Okay, so those are our specific areas, points of interest currently on the daily. And then also, if we break through here, if it comes all the way back up green and we flip and we turn into a hammer, and maybe we close strong and tomorrow it's bullish, if we just start to break through here, we may in fact come all the way up to the red box. But there's also some structure between the yellow line and the red box. If I bring it down into here, I see about 2 wicks right here around 24.05. I can place just a yellow scalp line, like maybe if it does come into there, if it comes up green, 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 maybe in fact in here there's a little bit of resistance, and then they push it back down unless we can make it up to that red box. Okay, so today it is currently a bearish daily candle where it did come down. We found a little bit of buyers. We'll figure out on the hourly what time our buyers came in the market, but we still have this red volume above us. If we talk overall weekly, gold is bullish. Maybe this is just a small counter pullback and it will continue driving. Maybe if you just consolidate it in this box and wait for it on the daily, maybe it's forming a daily flag in here where it's green, red, we might come back up green, maybe red, maybe it consolidates. It needs a couple days to consolidate in here before we get our next breakout to 2400, or we get a breakdown of 2360, and then we start to trade down in here. And then one other key area, if we lose this green box and it starts to fall down in here, sell off, red, 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 maybe right into structure. Where's structure? There's a lot of structure right over here in the market, which over here was resistance, 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 rejection, rejection, volume close above, below it, maybe it comes down and trades into that yellow line. Okay, now what I'm going to do is go to the hourly and break down the daily candles in the hourly. We had this big move right here, Friday, 8 a.m. NFP. It was red, red, red. They took out all of the structure below us, took out all the pending orders, all the stop losses, came back up, closed it very strong above there. We had our next continued hours where it was making higher highs and higher lows all the way into the end of the day, 4 p.m. Then we pushed down. Here's Sunday, and since then we've been making lower highs and lower lows, coming all the way down into here, which was our low of the day. And now on the hourly, we are kind of consolidating, where it was red at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. we came up, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., red, 9 a.m. back up, 10 we broke up to here. So I'm going to identify 2380 as an hourly area of resistance. Why 2380? Because structure right over here, where there is a body, this red body broke below, it retested that line and pushed down. We came up this morning, just an hour before, 10 a.m. right up there, and got rejected, 2380. So I'm going to make that yellow line white to represent hourly resistance. And and they've rejected it and closed red volume below that yellow line. So in order to look for maybe buys again on gold, I'd like to see if the buyers can get it above this yellow line, above 23.75, maybe with some 15, 30 minute volume closing above that yellow line, and maybe it can have momentum to fill the wicks up to 23.80. But we also have some hourly support right here, which might break at 23.72 right here. These last few bodies right here, we've got a body, and a wick, and then a body right here. So if we lose this white line, 23.72.50, it might come back down red, fill these two wicks right down to these bottom of these bodies to 23.70. So when I'm looking for like smaller scalping zones, maybe I'll scalp from the white line to the white line, from this white line down to that white line, collect maybe 20, 25, 30 pips, and pay attention to this line, because if it, maybe the buyers are waiting there just like they were here and just like they were here. If there is in fact more selling pressure, then maybe we break and maybe we will come down to the low of the day, and then I got to pay particular attention at the low of the day, because that's technically where the buyers might be waiting to buy the market down there. Okay, so maybe we need to get maybe a double bottom down in here. We have one hourly move right here, a couple hourly moves where it came down. There's our neckline where it came back up. So we'll see if we can come down maybe to this white line and then they take it back up. Sorry, I'll change this color in just a second so you guys can see it. Okay, so you see the W that I just created where we came down right into here, came back up. This is where our neckline is. This is where most of the volume at the top is concentrated, other than those impulse breakouts. And then if we do see it come break this white line, come down to this white line, that's in fact maybe where the double bottom is. And then maybe we'll see if it can make its way back up, close it above this yellow line, and then fill all those wicks and continue go. If we close below here, then maybe we're going to drop down to that low of the day. It might also just trade inside here this afternoon, you know, in between that yellow and that white line, and be a really choppy consolidated day. Okay, so right now on the hourly, it is tough. It's coming up green, going back down red. Coming up green, going back down red. Maybe coming up green, maybe going back down red. Unless we can close with some positive volume above these levels and build off of these. Okay. Now I'm going to go into the 5 minutes. We'll take a look at the 5 minute structure. You can absolutely scalp the 5 minutes. They are trading, like they are moving. But right now, our 5 minutes are technically pushing down. They're making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So remember, I'm paying attention at the yellow line right here to see if it will continue, if selling pressure will continue to hold below here. If it does close or push above here, maybe we'll push up to the structure of these wicks to 23.77. So I draw like a red line over here to pay particular attention here. Also, if I'm taking this buy from right here up to that red line, I measure it before I take the move so that I know ahead of time that up to there is 25 pips. 25. Okay, it might just come up to these bodies right here. It might net 15 to 20, but if it fills the maximum move up to these wicks, it's approximately 25. If there's more momentum, enough volume to maybe push out, maybe we can get up to these bodies, 35 pips, and then we tap into that hourly white line, which is about 50 pips, and then we see what happens up there. Okay, if we continue to sell maybe below this white line, we might come down. Remember that white line I showed you down there again, and I measure that move. Just like this red candle kind of just went red right down to that white line and came back up. But if it goes down red again, straight down to that white line, it's about 20 to 25 pips. If there is in fact a little bit more pressure breaking, maybe 30 down to that daily low is about 42 pips. And that's where we have to, you know, as a scalper, we got to think about what we're doing. Are we taking a break even? Like, are we bringing our stop loss to break even? Are we going to scale out a little bit and profit? So these are things you should know what to do before you even take the trade. Unless you're turning like a scalp into a intraday swing trade, that's up to you. I made a mistake on Friday where I kind of took a sell. It did break a little bit for 15 pips. I was looking for the bigger move, and then it came back up and hit my stop loss, you know. So I made a mistake that day. I think I rushed that trade, in fact, when I looked back at it. But you know, it's what can you say? You know, everybody has those days. So right now we've got gold kind of consolidating inside this area. What I'm going to do is continue to wait. Maybe this is a morning star pattern where it came down red. We have a little inside bar here, and then we have another bullish engulfing bar that's going to close in about 20 seconds. Let's just watch the close of this candle, and then I'm going to go to chart US 30 for us. And also, if you want to draw a trend line, it is currently descending down from this move right here. So starting at the top up here, when it rotated, when it countered right back into here, it's a lower high. Right now, we're kind of trading again right by this trend line. So what I'm kind of looking for is, can we have a positive break above that yellow point of interest, that daily line, break the trend line, maybe close above here, come back down and retest this box. Maybe we can flip it green, and then we can move up to that red line. We see what happens up there, and maybe it has enough momentum to get back up to that 2380 hourly area. But right now we've got a red bearish candle that just opened up in our red box and continuing to push down, but coming right back up. So we can continue to watch this candle. We might have an impulse break above here. It might be a fake breakout, but let's see if they're gathering bids below here. If you want to trap this entire area and you don't feel comfortable trading in here, you can kind of trap this zone and just make it neutral, and then just watch, see who has more momentum in here, the sellers or the buyers. But right now it's kind of descending, but overall from down here, from the low of the day, which was 5:50 a.m. Eastern, it made two tweezer bottom lows right here at 8:40 and also at 9:45 in here. So we got a double bottom higher low off of the low of the day, and we also are forming a higher low at this hourly support structure. So again, the market is just consolidating right now, red, green, red. We can watch to see what will happen above here, or watch to see what will happen below here. Okay, do you guys have any input? Are you guys in gold right now? Any trade? On the sidelines, Russell. Gold buy heartily. Steve, GU short. Yep. Okay, guys. Anyone on YouTube? Are you guys in gold right now? Is anyone buying? Anyone selling? Or just waiting on sidelines? We'll give it this candle to close 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Then it will be 11:15 a.m. and then we'll look at a new 15-minute candle, and then we'll also chart US 30, and we'll see how Dow Jones is moving. Oh yeah, sorry guys. It's much quieter in here, less distractions than on Friday. Friday was a tough place to stream. Okay, so technically it's still bearish. You know, there was a little bit of a counter buy, but it came right up to that daily point of interest, that yellow line, and they rejected it back down. We're still descending with this trend line, so technically still bearish. Might get an impulse candle breaking through here and maybe trading into 50% of this green candle below. If you just look at the candle structure from the white line to the white line, 50% of that green body is approximately right there. If it comes down red, 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 I'd like to see the buyer step in right here in order to continue a higher low structure and create the depth of market. If not, the sellers might try to break this hourly support line, and that's where we've had a tweezer bottom low on those two wicks right there. Okay, so again, this could be an impulse red candle breaking, but let's see if it comes back up, or let's see if it will physically close below here, and then we have 60 seconds to go for our next new 15-minute candle. Okay. And then also with these zones, if you want, you can stretch them into the future. You stretch them into 1 p.m. Eastern, stretch them into 2 p.m. Eastern. Maybe place, if you like, a signal. Like I can place a signal at the yellow line now. Add an alert. Sure. Let's create it. Okay, so I've added now an alert on my chart. If gold comes back up here, like if I'm on US 30, I'll get an alert of gold coming back up into here, and then I can watch to see if the buyers are strong up here and can close it with conviction. Maybe I can flip this red box to green, maybe it builds the depth of market and look for maybe a buy this afternoon, or maybe I can just continue. If it comes back up green, gets rejected here, maybe I can sell this red box back down. Okay, so that initially, that candle broke this hourly structure but came back up with a wick, and now we've got an ignited green bar coming back up. So when I ask you guys, did any physical red volume close on that candle down there? No, it didn't. It came right back up on a bid, and now we're coming right back up green to maybe test 50% of that previous red candle. So we'll see if the buyers can push it above 50%, maybe trade it back up here, or are the sellers in fact gonna keep it with a lower high and continue to absorb these buyers and bring it down? Then maybe we can look for the continuation to the sell side down here, but the volume is also still in this box. Maybe we can just continue to watch and observe. I'm not in a trade right now, so I'm just continuing to watch consolidation. And remember guys, this is a new 15-minute candle, so you don't have to always stay on the 5 minutes. You can take a look at the 15-minute structure as well. The 15 prior, 10:45 just came up green, back down red. 11 a.m. new hourly candle, 15-minute candle came back up green, rejected, made that new low, but then closed right there, and now we're coming back up green. So we're going to see again what type of reaction we get up here with the buyers on this new 15-minute candle, which we can in fact watch on the fives. So we're still barcoding red, green, red, green. Let's see now with some momentum, will they be able to break this trend line, maybe have an impulse break above here, maybe close it strong above this area. Okay, so you see it came up green, right up to our red box, they rejected it back down. Remember, this bar opened up ignited green, so it opened very strong. That's all that's left in this candle. Will the sellers absorb those early buyers and flip this candle red? Or will the buyers keep bidding it up and build this candle with volume to come back up? Okay. Okay, so you see how the candle just flipped red now? Okay, so it went all the way down, flipped red. So therefore we've exhausted all of the early buyers that were asking to buy this candle when it opened up at 11:15 a.m. Okay, so now the sellers have control of the candle. Are they going to continue to push it down and maybe target that previous low? Are they going to close it below this critical hourly support? Or are new buyers going to step in and hold this up with a higher low and continue to build this candle? This candle might in fact close with indecision, where it was green buyers. The sellers brought it down. Now the buyers are bringing it back up. We've got 1 minute and 37 seconds to go. Again, if you have no position, then we're just continuing to watch who's accumulating more, what's developing. So this is where you don't need to force any trades. This is if you want to speculate, if you want to take a small sell, if you want to take a small buy, if you have a small bias, take a small position if you in fact need to get emotionally involved in the trade. Otherwise, just continue waiting on the sidelines, and then we'll see something develop up here, or we'll see something develop down here. Maybe we'll look for a clue of a candle with a big rejection close strong, or a fake out. Maybe we see the market come up bullish through here, then gets rejected back down, close below there, then it's ready to sell off, and then they took all the pending orders up there. Just kind of like a game, kind of look for clues You don't necessarily have to, just because you see green doesn't mean that that's it. It's going to be a strong move. Remember, you're buying into resistance right now. Every single successive area is a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, and this candle is also a lower high. So you're buying into resistance. As long as you know that, then maybe it can make your trading easier. And then that's where maybe if you're going against the trend, you use a smaller lot size until you get confirmation of volume closing above. Otherwise, maybe don't counter trade the move, just trade with the general direction of the move where you can possibly continue to sell the market. Okay, so we close now. Okay, so it closed with a little bit of green volume, but it didn't have enough momentum to create a higher high, and then now we're opening up red, ignited, coming back down bearish. Okay, so this is where trading can get really tricky. Trading can get really frustrating, because it's just kind of going up green, coming back down red, going up green, coming back down red. It's frustrating for the sellers, it's frustrating for the buyers, but someone is going to get squeezed out of this zone at some point today. So if the sellers are going to get squeezed out, if the buyers are strong and can close it up here, the sellers have their stops up in here, and the buyers with momentum can break it through here and maybe come up to there. Down here are all the buyers' stop losses. So if the sellers can maybe physically bring it back down here, close it below here, maybe the buyers bring it back up, but then a big seller will protect this area and then push it down. We're going to come hunt for the stop losses of the buyers and maybe push the market down with new selling pressure. So eventually someone will get squeezed out of this market, whether it is the buyers or the sellers, or it's just going to continue to consolidate in here, and it's going to continue to accumulate more and more volume. Okay, so it came down red again. It's produced a higher low, and it's coming right back up. So we got a higher low wick, higher low wick, a higher low wick. So the buyers are still. If you need me to draw like a green box, so if you guys are the visual, I'm very visual, so I like these boxes, and then it keeps me from making impulse moves. So I can see that they're creating a little bit of green structure right here. I know the depth of market is really tight in here, but sellers haven't closed it below there. They did try right there at 1110, but it came back up. Our buyers still haven't created a higher high yet. So, but the volume is getting tighter and tighter. It's coiling. Rob, Nasdaq at all-time high. Yeah, there's nothing stopping the index right now. Yeah. Okay, if you guys want, I can get off of gold and go do a different. We can do. You guys pick Nasdaq, US 30, or S&P. Okay, remember we talked about that. I said we can do S&P. If you guys want, I can kick off S&P. I can kick off Nasdaq, US 30. I don't mind, guys. If you guys want to get some charts today, while we're watching gold just continue to consolidate in here. But again, when we get off of the charts too, when we're trying a new chart, we might miss a potential scalp. Just so you guys are aware, that tends to happen. Whenever we go off of a chart, we go on to another one, we miss a move, but that doesn't mean we're going to force anything. Okay, so you see, guys, how it's still tight in here. Red, it came up green, lower high. Now it's coming down red with a new candle, coming back down. They physically close it below here. Will it be maybe a liquidity grab? Will it be like a red candle, red, come back up with a wick, close it above there, and then it takes off again? Those are things that you got to kind of pay attention to. Gemish, you got 60 points on DJ. Nice. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for this final candle, 60 seconds, and no matter what happens, I'm moving on. Okay, I know Friday we kind of rushed the trade. Everyone was saying, Ron, go do this, go do that, and then it forced me to. I rushed the trade and made a crucial mistake. I don't want to do that today. but I know you guys are good traders and you guys are watching the charts as well. Okay, so we got a big red candle now breaking down. Look at 50%. I can already see maybe this zone will be the zone if it closes below here. So I'm getting ready. It's going to close in 30 seconds. It's red, red, red. We broke for a new low. Remember that red line, what I had at 50% of that green candle? See how it just played into right now? Where it came down red, right into that red line. That was 50% of that green candle. From the white line to the white line. Guys, also pay attention here too. I think a lot of this is going over your head because you guys are just concerned about just looking at other securities. But if you guys fail to understand this, then I'm just wasting my time on this call here. Because this is what I really want to teach you guys. And then, because everyone asked later on, Ron, how did you know that it was going to touch that line? I don't know how else to explain it. Okay, so look. Could you have reacted that fast where that candle just opened red and just started dropping? Okay, if you got quick fingers, maybe you did react to that. My fingers are not that quick today. There was no way I could have reacted to the way how that candle just opened and just dropped. Okay, just trying to be full honest with you. So now, do I want to sell the bottom down here right at hourly support? Probably not, because it might come back up green. So maybe I want to allow it to come back up and retest this red box to look for maybe a potential sell. So if it comes back up green, 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 I look for it to get rejected there. Then maybe I start my sell, because I think I'm late to the party. Okay. And it's still bearish. Okay. The buyers didn't do anything. They brought it up a little bit, lower high, back down. Buyers brought it up again, lower high, bearish bar closed below, but that one it opened ignited so fast and just dropped. Okay, and it just dropped down to our white line. So if you were in the sell prior to all of this happening, then maybe this is where you got to either go to a break even, scale out a little bit, because we just tapped into our hourly white line again. We'll see if the buyers can bring it up, or in fact if the sellers can continue to close it below there. But I'm not going to sit and stay with gold this entire session. I can, but I know some of you guys want me to do other securities here. I don't trade like this, guys. I don't flip-flop from charts to charts. I'm just telling you how I trade. I stay with one specific chart all day. Whether it's gold, whether it's US 30, whether it's NASDAQ, whether it's S&P, whether it's GBP USD, or US oil. I stay with the one chart and I mark up my zones of interest. I place some alerts and then I scalp the zones and I watch each candle for clues. And you see how that bar came all the way down, red, 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 right down to that white line. That's a critical line. That's why it's white on my chart. Remember, I only use a couple colors on my chart. Yellow is daily point of interest. White is hourly point of interest. These little red lines are little 5-minute levels. And then my purple are the low of the day and the high of the day. So, you got to pay attention to these levels. Okay. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to start with an index instead of gold. Okay, we'll switch it up tomorrow. Okay, I'll go off of it because I know a lot of you guys are getting antsy and saying, Ron, index is moving. Okay, no issues. Just if you guys are watching gold, whether you're in a sell or you're buying, just pay attention to those key levels. Okay, so I'm just going to move over. Now we'll do, okay, I can see that US 30, big 930 move, 50% of it was kind of right in here, and now they're finishing it off to close it below here. Maybe a potential counter buy might be coming very, very soon for US 30. Let's take a look. I'm going to do quicker analysis here, okay, so I'm not going to be wasting time explaining things, because if you guys are paying attention on the call here every single day, then you guys should know what I'm doing. If you guys don't, then you guys got to tune in, okay? But I'm going to go on the daily and I'm going to do a little bit faster analysis here so that we can do a few charts here. Daily of US 30. Okay, so remember what I was saying earlier this week. We've got JP Morgan, we got some banks, we got Pepsi reporting Thursday and Friday of this week. So pay attention to some bigger levels once we get into those bigger earnings calls this week. All-time high supply is up here. Maybe we might come into this and trade into there this week. Okay, so overall, off of here, we are making higher highs, higher low, a new higher high, higher low, and a new higher high today. Okay, so real choppy volume on the daily on US 30 the last couple weeks in here, but there is also some zones being created here. Just look over here to the left. This was a zone. Those two wicks traded right into there and got rejected, and we traded right into there, creating a green box. Stretch it across to the bodies if you like, bring it into the future. So we need to break this green box before we can come down into this green box. So you can see how structure is being built on the daily for US 30. Another key critical area is right here. This is where I'm placing a yellow line now. Okay, yellow line are daily points of interest. This area where it closed, a body opened, a body closed, and a body opened. Right there, you got 4 touches at that area, 39,425. But I'm changing the color to yellow. Yellow represents daily point of interest, and I can see where a candle closed right there on a Monday, kind of gapped it up on a Tuesday. Bearish engulfing, we touched it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. We impulsively broke above that yellow line today, and look at where we're trading right back down at that yellow line. So if I follow today's volume, we opened strong. Sorry, right here. We closed on Friday right here. We opened and it was initially red. It made the low of the day at 39,268, I would say in there, 265. Purple line at today's low wick. And then we found our buyers, higher low, holding above here, came back up green, and then we broke out of this resistance here, this 39,425 area where there was a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick, and a wick. We had enough momentum to impulsively break for our high of the day to 39,670. And what happened up there? We got rejected. It's still a lower high from our all-time high up here. The sellers have absorbed those buyers and pushing it right back down to here. So we still have a little bit of green body still in here. Let's see if the daily volume can come back above and trade above this yellow line. And maybe we're going to push. Are we going to fill the entire wick today? It's a long wick, but maybe next point of interest is right here. See a body and a wick? So I'm placing another line right over here. Right here. Body, body, a wick. And maybe we trade up, maybe it comes back up green, 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 right up to this line, and then it's a lower high and they push it right back down. So I'm going to make this a yellow line, another daily point of interest if the buyers can get it up to this line today. And I want to see if they have more momentum to bring it up to that high of the day, but this is a pretty heavy rejection. Okay, so all we have left is this volume in the candle. Are they going to bring it down near the low and then close it down here? Then tomorrow might be a red bearish day and we're dropping. Okay, so even if you're not scalping the markets or you're intraday trading, pay attention to the last 5.5 hours of today's Dow Jones candle close, because it could be very interesting where and how they close it, and might give us guidance for tomorrow and Wednesday how it trades. Okay, so technically we were a very bullish candle, but they rejected it. We'll figure out on the hourly what time they rejected it at, and then they pushed it all the way right back down. So we just have a little bit of bullish volume still remaining in the body. Will they continue to bid it up, or are these sellers going to absorb these early buyers and start to break it down? Okay, so I'm going to go into the hourly now, and we'll figure out exactly when and where it made the high of the day. Okay, so right over here, Monday, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., pre-London kind of was our low of the day. We came back up 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. So see here these hourly bodies. I can already see hourly structure. Like we have to place a white line right here. And if you say, Ron, why? I'll tell you why. Okay, look here. How in the past, came up there, rejected. came up, rejected, came up, rejected. One bar closed above. It was a little evening star candle, little doji, and then they dropped it right back down. We came right up there at 3 a.m. London, 4 a.m. ignited body close above, open above, retest, held, red bearish candle 6 a.m. held, 7 a.m. ignited bar holding, and then we had our 8 a.m. and Wall Street pop. And then now we've been pushing down since 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. This big bearish candle coming all the way right back down. So let's see what type of reaction we get now at this white line if it gets there. We're only about 15 pips away from this white line. If it does break, just like what I told you with that gold, if it breaks and it comes red, 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 maybe we're going to trade. I can already see where there's hourly structure. Okay, so this is, guys, pay attention here. There's hourly structure right here. A body, a body, a body, a body, wicks in there. But you see how if I'm looking at the open of this candle at 3 a.m. London and the close, where's 50% of it? 50% is right there. Maybe first thing I'm going to look is if they break this yellow line, this structure, maybe it does come back down right into there. 39,330, 50% of that 3 a.m. London candle. And then I see if London's volume, half of it, will hold right there. If it cannot hold, then it will come down to that other white line that I showed you right here. Okay, but I wanted you to see why I placed a white line at 50% there. So that will be my first point of interest if it cannot hold this line right now. Now it's coming down. Okay, and then if it comes right back up, look at where there's some hourly structure already in the market that's been built. Now it would be resistance. Where? Right here. I see kind of body, a wick that came up right up there, a wick that touched there, a wick that got rejected there, a wick that impulsively broke there. Then we had a body and a body. So if it comes back up, I want to see if it can come back up to this white line. If it continues to go, maybe we're going to trade up to that daily point of interest. But right now, it's very bearish on this hourly candle. If I'm just looking at 50% of this hourly candle from where it opened and where it is now, half of this hourly red volume is maybe right here. So I continue with maybe an hourly red box, because if the buyers are buying today, now they're buying into hourly structure, supply, and then they might push it down. If it can close above here, then maybe I'll look for that buy above there. But this is an point of interest that I'll be watching if the buyers bring it back up. We have a huge red candle coming down now, 23 minutes to go. Let's go to the 5 minutes and look at this thing breaking down. Okay, so we pumped out of here at 9:30 a.m. We made our high of the day right there at 9:45. Kind of consolidated. Then they brought it right back down to 50% of that 9:30 candle. Came back up, similar to gold, lower low, consolidated, started to break, continued to drop. So do I need to look at RSI on the 5 minutes? It's probably getting real oversold. I don't need to look at the RSI to tell me that. You can see by all of these red bars coming down. So now remember these white lines. Okay, so that was the first one. Now we're breaking this one right here. Okay, so when you look to the left of the chart, we've got 5-minute structure right here. See this area? This area was holding support, green, correct? Okay, green below that white line. Now I'm bringing it across right now where we're trading. So you see how they penetrated below here? They broke this critical level, 645 low and that 5 a.m. low. Will this body close below here, or are they coming down to take all those pending orders and then maybe it's going to rotate back up? Okay, so let's get ready. Let's watch the close of this candle in the next 2 minutes. Okay, will this area act as support or resistance going forward? And remember, if we look to buy, we're counter trading all of this big red bearish move. So you got to understand, if the buyers still kind of maybe close it above here and then retest this and they break it out of there, it might just come right up to there and then that's it. And then this red box, they absorb it and then they drop it back down. Okay, so if you're looking for buys on US 30 and you're buying, you have to acknowledge from now, before you even take the buy, you got to know you're going against selling pressure. So you got to know, you got to make a plan. What are you looking to get out of this? Are you just looking to maybe scalp one leg up? And one leg might net you from this green box up to the white line, maybe 25 pips. If it comes all the way up, you might get 50, 60, 70 pips. But then you're trading right back into supply, and then they might push you back down. So sometimes maybe you might have to get those pips and get out, okay? Because look at the overall trend. Right now it's bearish now. If you tell me, well, Ron, if I look all the way back, it is bullish. Yes, it is. But currently it's bearish. Are you looking to take an intraday trade and hold? Are you looking to take a swing position? Or are you just looking for a quick scalp? You know, these are the questions you need to ask yourself. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for this to close. Look at, oh my God, gold broke down. Oh, gold broke down, guys. Okay, gold broke down the low of the day right into our green box. So what I do is I identify the higher time frame, purple line. Maybe I use the purple line as my structure and bring it down to that body where they open that candle, and I make it red. If I'm looking to buy gold, I'm looking to buy gold above this red box. Okay, maybe I allow it to come down into the green box, pick up demand in here. Look at US 30. Okay, so it closed right there. It's an ignited candle. Okay, so this is like one coming down. We found one physical bottom. Okay, so found the bottom. Now it's coming up. Is it going to come up and then go back down for maybe a double bottom and come up with double the volume to potentially break and continue to push? It just came up just a little bit. Okay, don't get excited when you just see a green bar and then you go all in. Okay, it just came up, traded into 50% and still dropping down. Okay, same with gold. Okay, this is like a lot of charts. Patrick, S&P. Okay, I'll do S&P because I promised you it, but this is just, again, we're just now chart surfing, okay? So, guys, I'll do S&P because I promised you on Friday. And then I'll give you guys the charts. But again, I'm going to miss out probably on a trade, okay? But that's all good. Let's do S&P. Let's go with 3 charts now. Okay, so gold is on the left. US 30 will be in the middle. And we're not going to do weed. We're going to do S&P. Just give me a moment, guys. Just getting set up here. Do you guys have any preference of chart? US 500 doesn't matter to me. Which one? Give me a chart, guys. I don't have it on here. What's the ticker? What are you guys looking at? Patrick, since you're requesting it, what are you looking at? What's the ticker you're looking at? Just so I can get the right ticker with you. Okay, yeah, US 500, yeah. Okay, we'll stick with Capital Com. Okay. Okay, so now, like with US 30, see how it's building the doji? Okay, so it came down, got indecision. This when I see a doji, I see a thinning of volume. Maybe it's giving a clue that the direction could be changing in the near future. So continue to pay attention to that, guys, if you're on US 30. Gold is still bearish, but we're trading into our larger green box. Let's see if it can find some depth of market and come back up and see if it can build something at this neckline. Maybe I can finish S&P and come back and still look for a move, okay? But let's do S&P. Okay, so this is a little bit different. This is the big one. This is the big daddy. This is S&P 500. You know, it consists of 500 securities, the largest corporations in the US, but it's kind of navigated by the top 7, okay, control this. And you guys probably all know the top 7 names. They're called the Magnificent 7. They're the big ones, and you can see how this thing is moving on the daily. So just some key critical areas here, and make sure you guys know how ticks and pips and things like that work with this security. It's a different, it's a little bit different than Nasdaq and Dow Jones, but again, some of you guys should know this if you are trading it. So just some key areas. Like here was demand when we were just below 5,000 down here. Created this area, 5,275 to 5,225. This zone is now demand. It's continued to make higher highs, higher lows. There's another area right here of interest where I can draw a green box at all of these local wicks and bodies right in here. This area. 5,400 has not broken down, so you can see that the buyers are still in full control. Do I need to look at my RSI on the daily to tell me that this thing is overbought? It's overbought 2 times right up here, and it's completely overbought again. But it's still driving, okay? So the US markets are strong right now, driven by those top 7 securities. So if you're trying to sell this, you know, it's just like on the 5 minutes. You got a small counter sell, and then you got to respect 50% of this big bullish candle. It came back up, came back down. But you see a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick, all rejected in this green box. No red volume, closing below here, breaking structure. Do we have another green box that we can put on this chart? Yes, we do. Over here, there was structure right there, and now like a smaller green box I can bring into the future. So 5,500, look at it, that nice psychological area. We got volume closing above 5,500. I can continue looking at structure right here. This is where I can draw a yellow daily point of interest right here at this level, 55.30. Okay, let's make a yellow line right there and make it yellow to represent a daily point of interest. How about 50% of Friday's candle? Let's make that a yellow line there as well, right in there. Have we came down and traded into that? Have we closed below this? No. So no, I don't want that line. I want my long horizontal line right here. And look at 55.50, that nice psychological area, or 55.45. And I'm missing gold again. I know. There's nothing I can do, guys. If you guys get it, you guys get it. You guys trade, okay? There's only so much I can do, guys, you know. If you guys get, I told you, US 30, pay attention to it. Gold, pay attention. If you guys got it, get it, okay? I'll grab my pips too after the call if I trade. But right now, let's just continue doing this charting here. Okay, so we're in all-time high territory for S&P, you know, price discovery. So how did it move? We closed very strong on Friday, closed near the high, okay, maybe 80% to the high. We opened today, very strong, small pullback. That's our low of the day. Place a purple line at the low of the day, okay? Look at it, 5555. That's our low of the day. Nice numbers, okay? All significant numbers, and we came back up to where we opened, and we pushed above Friday's high, 55.70. Again, that's a critical area, in my opinion, a point of interest. That was Friday's high. We broke above it, which created a new all-time high. Okay, so if you want to mark our new all-time high, it is a purple high, it is a high of the day, it is a new all-time high for S&P. What is the number? 5582. Okay, and we got rejected. Okay, and now we're trading right at Friday's high. Are they going to continue maybe to bring it up on the lower time frames above this yellow line, and we're going to fill back up to the all-time high, the high of the day, or is it going to be a lower high and they continue to push it down? Another area is, if I'm just looking at the volume right now, there's 5 hours to go in this body. Right here we opened, here's the volume. Half of the volume is right here. Okay, so if I just draw, and I know it's a lot of yellow lines, you're going to say, Ron, what are you doing with all these yellow lines? I want to see how the market will react if the sellers in fact push it right back down to here. I want the buyers to be present here and hold this momentum. If they lose this, then it's going to come down to right here where we opened. And then I know you're going to say, Ron, holy shit, this is a lot of lines, a lot of yellow lines. But remember, when you go into the 5 minutes, you're not going to see too many of these yellow lines because you're going to break it down. Remember, I'm using these as scalp zones. Another one is from right here. If we start to break up and fill our daily wick today, is it going to come all the way up to the all-time high and move higher, or are we just going to come up halfway? From the yellow to the purple, halfway is right here, 55.75. And I like that nice number, that whole number, 55.75. And it in fact also represents 50% from the yellow line to the high of the day right in there. So if it comes back up green, 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 I'd like to see, are the sellers going to be here waiting to push it back down, or the buyers in fact going to bring it and squeeze those sellers and take it back to the high of the day? Okay, that's just how I trade. That's what I look at. I know it's not what everybody does. Also, I like whole numbers. So if we break for a new all-time high, 55.82, where are we going to come up to? Look at 55.90. Okay, another yellow line. I know it's, holy shit, Ron, a lot of yellow lines right there. And then my next one where I have a big red box will be a nice whole number, 5,600. Maybe 10 points up, 10 points down, but remember, it trades a little different, the S&P. So just kind of locate 5,600 with maybe 5 points above, go to 56.05. Okay, it might be a big box, okay, and then just keep it at 56, that whole number, and make it red and stretch it across into the future. And then let's see if that area of interest will be supply in the future. Okay, so I'm going to break down the daily. The daily is very bullish. It's making higher highs and higher lows. We're overbought on the daily. If you're trying to sell it, we've only had the last hour of some selling pressure. Here's the hourly. You can see when we pulled back down into here at this purple line, this is where, if you want to draw a green box, and then you can also write on it hourly support if you need to. Okay, I don't need to because I'm used to doing what I do here, but for you guys, see here, I'm just trying to make a visual. When we pulled back here in the hourly and pulled back double bottom, it came back up. Are we going to come back and trade back into this green box at that 555? Or is it going to make higher lows and continue to go up? We've been driving. We've been driving since 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. And then look at here, 10 a.m. So 9 a.m. Wall Street, we made the all-time high. 10 a.m., it's a bearish ignited candle. It didn't even open green and try for a few points to get up to that all-time high. It was a big red bar that broke and engulfed the previous candle. Okay, big red bar. Next bar, we opened green, came back up to 50%. Okay, again, 50%. You can use it for any security, any time frame, and it broke down for a new lower low. And you see now it's a spin top that's going to close in 8 minutes on this hourly, right in here. So we're going to see, are we going to come back up to the yellow line, or are we going to physically come back down in here the next hour? If I go into the 5 minutes to watch this thing, okay, these are 5-minute candles. Technically, if you look and just draw a trend line at the bodies, okay, bodies, you see we're still descending. Okay, so if you're trying to buy, you know, it's still the buyers are trying, and then they push it down with a new lower low. It's coming back up, they might push it back down. Okay, what area of interest would I be looking at? At the yellow line, what does the 5-minute body structure look like? It looks red right there. So I draw that red box. And then if it continues to come in here, and I can be selling the red box down, or if it physically closes above here, I could take the green buy. And same thing with what I'm doing when I scalp gold, or I'm scalping US 30, or I'm scalping NASDAQ. I can see S&P also has structure on the 5 minutes. They're different numbers, they're different ticks, they're different pips and all that stuff, but you should know how this is represented when you're trading it. But what I look for is kind of just to fill from here to come up to there. Okay, and then you should know by trading this how much ticks are converted and things like that. Okay, so sometimes I just look for it to fill there. If it continues, maybe fill up to these bodies, and then I try for the high of the day. Right now, if you want to kind of trap the volume on S&P, you can see most of the volume is trading right above that yellow line to the red box. So again, that's the neutral area. If you do want to trade inside the neutral area, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, just continue to maybe wait. They did push it down, come back up. They did push it down, but now it's making a higher low, higher low, higher low. If the volume is going to still close in here, we might get that bullish trend break, or if it comes back down, I might look to sell and take it down into there. Okay, so that's S&P currently. Patrick, that was for you. I'll give you the chart, guys, in the Zoom chat, and then we're going to put all three of these together. But Patrick, you see the way how I do the same thing, like same type of analysis, same top down, nothing changes whether I'm looking at S&P, I'm looking at NASDAQ, I'm looking at US 30, I'm looking at gold, or if I'm looking at GBP USD. It's just S&P, you just got to know that the ticks are represented, the pips are represented different, but most of you guys know that. If you don't know that, test it, open up a demo account, take a trade, and see for yourself. Okay, but those are the basics when you're learning. Guys, I gave you the S&P 500 chart in the Zoom chat. So S&P US 500 is on the right. We've got US 30 in the middle. Okay, so again, guys, I was looking for maybe the green green candles to close above this green box. In fact, they didn't. Okay, so now I'm looking back at it. So this green box, I'm just going to make it red. Okay, we're still below it. Maybe down here it needs to consolidate at these hourly levels, and then the one white box is too close inside, so then I'm just going to remove it. Okay, and then I'm going to pay attention to this zone. So I want to see, maybe I'm looking for a buy above here. Maybe I'm looking for a liquidity grab at the low of the day, but gold is just melting down. Okay, so gold, again, if you're trading gold, see how we've moved away from all of this structure above us. Look at this big red bar that just dropped. Half of it is right around here. Okay, so use your cut line. Are we below this green box closing? Yes. So this big, huge green box now should be a red box. And what you can do is, okay, so I know we're in seller's area, but what I can do is I can use the big red candle to represent a little bit above, a little bit below, and make that red. So if I'm looking for buys on gold, I need to see them do something down in here and then come back up to this area of interest. All of this stuff above me, I start to clean up. I start cleaning up my charts. Okay, we're nowhere near these areas now, but just start cleaning. Will we get back up there? Will gold get back up there? I have no idea. But right now, we can't even entertain that. We're below here now. Okay, guys, you see it's busy. We got three charts. It's busy. We got gold to the left. We got US 30 Dow Jones in the middle, and we got S&P 500, US 500 on the right. So. Okay, guys, and then I'm gonna go just for 5 more minutes, and then I gotta take off. I got a dinner party I gotta get to over here. So on any of these securities, if you're buying right now, you are going against the trend, and nothing has really closed above any structure to give us any potential buying. Okay, so if you're in sells, congratulations, and maybe stay with that momentum, stay with that bias until the buyers of any one of these securities can prove to us that they can close it above a critical area. Otherwise, it might just be these short little pullbacks, and they're going to get you caught, and then they're going to continue to drop it down on you. So this is one of those days, where the market now currently is selling. It might switch later this afternoon, but for now, like what I tell, if I'm looking for buys, I say prove to me that US 30 can close above here. Maybe pull back and then drive, okay? But I don't see that. This candle was coming up, but again, it failed and continued to push down. So forget about buying. Unless you're buying, you're adding small, tiny positions. Otherwise, they're going to continue dragging you down. Same with gold. If you're looking to buy gold right now, it hasn't even tested 50% of that big bearish candle yet. So it still might be accumulating or just come back up and then they drop it back down. And then you can continue either selling with the market or just being patient and waiting and watching the depth of market to build for buying volume. You don't need to just get excited when you see a green candle and just jump in because RSI is oversold and it's telling you that it's time to buy. Okay, just look at structure. Nothing is really developing on any one of these three securities. Big Slug question for me. You caught the sell on gold for 100 pips, but feel some regret because it went 200. Any tips? No, I don't. Guys, that's that would've, should've, could've feeling. Like, I don't know. You need to learn that yourself, because if that's gonna haunt you every single day when you're trading. If I'm a scalper, how many times I've taken out 20 pips out of the market and it's dropped 50, 100 pips. But just be thankful. You should be very thankful that you collected 100 pips, and where most traders can't get 100 pips or they're losing accounts. You've made some money. Don't get too greedy, and then just think of ways how you could have done better. How could you have done better? Maybe you could have maybe scaled out, have a trailing stop loss. Instead of closing the entire trade, have a trailing stop loss. Going down to a break even and maybe taking out 50%, leaving the 50% running, and then maybe you could have caught the entire move. But there's days when you take 100 pips out and then it reverses and comes back right where you entered or goes to your stop loss, and then you're asking, well, why didn't I take out? So those guys, if you're gonna go through this every single day and you're not going to have a plan, you're going to get confused every single day, in my opinion. You're not going to know when to take out. You're not going to know where to place your stop loss. It's going to be lost every single day. So if you're asking me this question, you're asking the wrong person, because I trade very robotic. I trade very disciplined. I trade to make my daily goal and get out of these charts and go enjoy the beach and things like that. I don't trade with regret. I used to, and then I think that's what caused me to lose a lot, was because I was forcing moves, I was holding moves, I was wanting moves to go longer, and then I gave up a lot on the table. I don't know. It's just I'm the wrong person to ask that question, because I'm a scalper. So I'm in and out of the market, and I don't look back to say what could have happened or what should have happened. I don't do that. Every day is learning. You need to learn what's best for you. But be blessed that you got 100 pips from out of this market. There's a lot of individuals that can't say that they can do that, so that's something for you to figure out. I don't want to be that guy, because again, I have a scalper's mindset. That's why sometimes it's hard for me to do this live, because sometimes I get out at 20 pips. Like, for example, if I got into a sell and I took out on that candle, I would have been happy with this candle and I would have got my 20 pips out or 30 pips. But then this is happening, and then I told you guys to close the trade right there, and then it makes me feel bad. So you guys got to do your own thing. You guys got to know your own psychology. Maybe that's enough for me to get my daily goal and be done for the day. Maybe some traders need a bigger move. That's completely up to you. I'm not here to trade anyone's psychology of how you trade. I'm just helping to break down the markets with you guys. but you guys got to do the rest. It's continuing to sell. Maybe we watch US 30 to see what will happen at the daily low down here at the purple line. US 500, maybe we see something develop at this point of interest, 5565, and gold is still pushing down. So be very careful if you're counter buying any one of these securities right now. There's no structure being even closed above anything on any of these. Okay, guys. But that's it for me. I got to take off. I started this call early because I got a busy evening here. I've got a dinner party I got to get out to. Tomorrow, guys, we'll start again this time around 10:30 a.m. Eastern. And Wednesday, I won't be here because I'll be traveling that day, and then we'll be back for Thursday or Friday. So shout outs to Forex Borex for jumping in and helping out in New York. I know that a few of you guys caught some pips with Forex Borex and some of the signals. So if you guys are already doing great on your day, remember it's a Monday. Trade smart, trade responsible. If you got your daily goal for today, walk out of these markets, start your week off strong, and we'll see what Tuesday brings us and midweek. Okay, guys? Thanks for everyone for joining. Appreciate all of you guys. Have a nice day today, and I hope you guys all enjoy your Monday. Thanks for everyone on Zoom for joining. Appreciate everyone on YouTube for joining, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session with Stocks Never Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.